Hey there, this is Dave Gardner, your Now Lifestyle Master Trainer, and I'm super excited to be getting into the next video with you right now. In this video, we're going to talk about custom fields and the power that they present when you're doing an email autoresponder capture form or opt-in page. So if you think about it, most cases when you're going to collect details from your leads, you're going to get at least an email. Okay, that's the basic thing you have to have. It's the only, original thing that you have to have in order to be able to communicate with those people. As you become more in tune with those people, or maybe as they go through your funnels and maybe they become more closely knowing you when you develop that know, like, and trust, maybe you start to capture more of the details. And so the more things that you typically put on a capture page, usually the less results you have as far as an opt-in rate. So if you sent some really cold traffic or just general people to a web page that had like 5 to 6 things to fill out. So looking to fill out the email, the name, their phone number, their home address. Most people are not going to do that. Now, if someone physically bought a product from you and you had to physically mail it to them, then yes, by all means, you need their home address. Maybe you need their phone number to be able to verify and to support them as you wait or to track things in the shipping, so on and so forth. So where that would come into play is under the custom fields. So for example, let's say I want a phone number. Can't type my O's and my P's here. So phone number, and maybe we want to have, let's say, for example, you want to just find out their Skype address, or maybe even we can look at their Instagram. Maybe you want to know how they found out about us. Okay, how did you learn about us? Or how did you hear about us? On one of my personal page for a lacrosse product that I sell, my lacrosse book, I say, okay, how did you hear about us? Maybe they heard about it through email. Maybe they heard about it through a magazine that I did an ad in. Maybe they heard about it through my Facebook page. So that helps me with tracking over time. And so what you need to make sure, now if you've watched the list in the ad campaigns, you know that at this point we have 2 campaigns that we have available. The dog lovers campaign is the one that we created. The NLS outside lead pages is an example of one that I pulled from a shared campaign. Doesn't matter whether it's shared or doesn't matter whether you create it yourself. You need to make sure you're in the correct campaign. So right now we're in this campaign, and what this is really going to tie into is the forms category. Okay, so when we open this up, I'm going to open up a new tab with forms, and we're going to see that in the forms, I don't have any forms. And again, I want to make sure I'm in the right category. So I'm in the outside leads in both. We want to make sure that we're correct here. Now, if we look at this, if we create a form, and we're going to go more in depth when we do the forms video. So some of the videos do overlap. So as you keep going through, the more you see it, the more comfortable you're going to be with actually getting into your Now Lifestyle email autoresponder tools and all of these great products and taking some serious action into them. So when we scroll down a little bit and we create our first form, and we'll go into that more in the training, I just want to show you that right now there's nothing else in here, custom fields. I only have a place and option for email and name. Okay, the email is mandatory. That's what these check boxes are for. But the name is a little bit questionable. And again, click the tabs for form and create form, and you'll see a different video that goes more in depth. What I want to just show you though is if we go through and I update this, so let's say in the NLS outside lead campaign, I want to add those 4 extra additional pieces of information. So it says it's successfully updated. Let's go over to the other screen again. And again, notice there's no custom fields again, but if I refresh my screen to create the form again under the same campaign, so under NLS outside lead, our leads outside, again, this is just something we're using as a test. Notice I now have these custom forms. So I can click. What I would highly recommend, again, these are always required, the email, but whether or not you want the full name or you want to do 2 different boxes, I like to have this one clicked here so that they can create the full name. It's less boxes to deal with. And then let's say we want to do the phone, the Skype, Instagram, and how did you learn about us? You could actually test. You could have 4 different pages set up if you were testing And you could do one with just the phone number, one with Skype, one with Instagram, one with how did you learn about us, or maybe a combination just to see which one gave you the best opt-in rates. Okay. Now, what you would need to do is for all of these, make sure that you click that this is visible. If you don't click visible, it won't show you. So make sure you click that it's visible, but it's up to you to choose whether or not it's required. If it's not required, then the person can submit just their email and they could leave the others blank, and you won't see that in your response when you get a subscriber. If you require it, then what will happen is if someone tries to opt in without putting that detail in there, they'll get an error code and they'll see a highlight stating that they need to complete and submit that. So I often, on my personal pages, it's up to your personal preference, I will leave these as unchecked so that it's a visible thing, and most people just put it in anyway. But not everyone has Skype, okay? Keep that in mind. Not everyone has Instagram, keep that in mind. Most people have a cell phone or a phone number, and of course, if they found out about you, they would be able to submit that. Now, the key thing, once you're done, again, there's other details. We're not gonna go into the details of how to do this. I'm gonna say that for the other one. The key thing is here, we're just talking about the custom fields. So that's what the custom fields are all about. Super powerful to get more details from your subscribers so you can get to know them more as they get to know you more. Again, this has been Dave Gardner. Thank you for watching along with this training video. Hopefully you found some immense value. If you have any questions or comments, you can always join us and hit us up in the Facebook group or support tab up top. We really want to hear about your successes with these tools and how you're actually implementing them into your niche, because we want to help the family out. So as I always say, you get out of it what you put into it. And the big question that I always have for you is, with all these awesome tools that you have in the Now Lifestyle family, what will you create to make your legacy? And what will you create to help others so that you can make a difference in the world today?